Why don't we just bring Tom on? And Tom, I am so excited to have you on, brother, because I know you are actually, I don't know where you are actually. Last I heard you were in San Diego, then I heard you were in Las Vegas, and then I heard you were I don't know. So, you guys, it is with great pleasure. He's been on the call before. He's by himself tonight because Kim's working. But Tom, I wanted to bring you on and just welcome you to pour into us like you always do. You always have this wonderful presence. Your heart, we can feel it all the time. And behind all that, there's so much funky wisdom. That's my word tonight. Funky wisdom. There's so much wonderful wisdom that comes from you. So I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. And I cannot wait to see you guys on stage doing what you do best, which is moving people into action. And welcome on the call tonight.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Tony. And today I'm going to drop a bomb, something that has transformed my life, 30 years of experience on really what could you do from this moment on, like, completely transform your business. And I'm going to share with you something that just happened. But before I do that, I just want to put a shout out to Tony. You and your incredible wife, Rhonda, are leaders of leaders. We're so blessed to have you in the role, in the leadership position that you're here to help us with not only North America, but around the world, because we're gonna transform some lives, and we're gonna build a legacy type business and create a lot of freedom and a lot of people. So thank you so much, Tony, for your leadership. We're excited to be aligned with you, buddy. So the big question that I have for you, Kim and I just got back. We're actually literally 5 minutes before this call. Thank goodness we've got a mobile satellite in our Sprinter van. We can do this. We can work anytime, which is kind of cool. We actually had Ilian, the top earner, Medvi, the top earner from France, in our van, because we were going back and forth to a private behind the scenes launch of Eric Worre's training and his book he's launching. And there was a few hundred people in the room, and they were all verified, had to have earned over 250,000 last year. So over $250,000 in the last 12 months. And thank goodness, because of MWR, we're able to get to that level really, really, really fast. And so can you. Okay. But I want to share with you, like, the wisdom of what happened. I'm going to tell you right now, like, it was mind blowing. And you got to hear this. It can change your life. But the question that I have, and I want you to put in the chat before we do this. Yes. Yes, Leah. The question that I have for you is, how much different do you think your life can be if you can go back to being 20 years old? If you want to, how many years ago was 20 for you? You don't have to put it if you don't want to. For Kim and I, it's over 30. We've been doing this industry for over 30 years now. And I'm going to make a bold statement, because there were people that we met in the room named Jeff Roberti. Jeff Roberti, you got to hear this, has made well over 100 million in commissions in this industry from one company. And he's been doing it for many years. But you know what's interesting about Jeff Roberti? Because he started in his early 20s. You know what's so interesting? And by the way, I see all those numbers. Thank you for contributing, by the way. Thank you for letting me know that you're in the game. This is going to be important. That question is going to be very important to the next points that I put in there. So if you haven't done it, if you want to, put it in there, but just write down the number of how many years ago that would be: 10, 30, 24. So what was interesting about Jeff Roberti, and as I was thinking about it, is he was with a company back in the day, and he was telling us that over 85% of the leaders with that company, because they went through a little bit of a momentum curve many years ago, over 30 some years ago. And guess what? The company went through a tech challenge. They went through challenges, and about 85% of the company leaders left. And I know a lot of these leaders that left that company, and they went to other companies, and they built big incomes, many of them. Some of the top icons in our industry came from that company, from that nucleus of that company. And back in those days, there was less than 20 companies that I know of in the entire world of our industry, if you can believe that. There wasn't a lot of companies. And what's really interesting is 85+% of all his leaders were gone. He wasn't even the big leader of the company. And almost everybody that I've ever tracked that were those big leaders had really big runs in certain companies like Monavie out of business, Zango out of business, and all these different companies, Sea Silver out of business. Um, Equinox out of business, Trek Align out of business, right? Many of these leaders, they made big income in those companies I just mentioned, but they originally came from first company, right? That first company has gone to make millionaires and millionaires and millionaires. And a lot of those leaders, and again, some of them might be still making money in other companies that I don't know about. I'm sure resilient, but they might if they would have just stuck it out like Jeff Roberti, they would have had the ability, I don't know if it would have been 100 million, but to be solid with a legacy type build. Why do I tell you this? It ties into something even bigger. And this open my mind to going, I don't want to waste my life anymore. I mean, I want to go to the next level. I mean, I want to see what's possible. I mean, how do we hit Black Royal in record breaking time? How do you hit your rank in record? You ready for this? Okay. There were a lot of top earners in the room making multiple six figures a month and many different multiple six figure earners. Here's the thing. Guess who? And I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty confident the number one earner in the room, take a guess at who it might be. Let's see who gets it right. Anybody want to take a guess? Who you believe is the number one earner? And there are people in that room that are making hundreds of thousands a month. Now, I don't know if he was number one, but again, for sure in the top two or three. Yes, Ilian, our top earner in this business model. Now, great for him, right? Right? Some of you are like, well, what's the relevance of that? To me, it blew my mind. Here's why. Because there's a lot of people who say that their travel company's better than ours. There's a lot of people that say our compensation's better than ours. There's a lot of products that are happening right now in the industry that claim to be the next big thing. But you want to know what I heard behind the scenes? This is why it was so interesting to me that you hear the same challenges that we will go through in this company: support issues, upline issues, issues. People quit, go to another company. Things happen, challenges. In fact, I wrote down all the different, like, because a lot of the questions, these were behind the scenes leaders. This was like open mic. This was private talk. This wasn't like, foofy just training. This was like raw, like what people are really struggling with in the industry, our industry, in all the different companies. And you know what? It made me really realize that no company's perfect. There's always challenges. This industry is hard. Every industry is hard, but this industry is the most leveraging way to make money. Point number one. Point number two is that Ilian has been only doing this for less than, I think, 10 years or so, or 12 years, maybe max, right? Because the company's only been around for 13. But what's interesting is this. I believe what I perceived, most of those people in the room are from product-based companies. I believe with all the competition of products, I believe the cost of running a product base, shipping it, R&D, physical products, the complexity of doing that, plus AI is happening right now, plus TikTok Shop and Amazon. I believe the reason why Ilian has only been here 10 years and many of those other leaders have been in their company for 15, 20, 30, even 40 years. Ilian and our incomes here with MWR, not everybody, the ones that are working it, the ones that are building a business here, the incomes, I see them going up, and I see a lot of people in other models. My opinion. I'm not saying product-based companies or skincare-based companies are going to crash, but I'm really, all I could tell you is it proves that we don't just have a good compensation. We don't just have great products. I really believe we have the right model with the right company, with the right leadership and the right time. Okay. And I'm going to ask you a question. If you knew it was guaranteed that we are going to produce the most successful leaders over the next 10 to 20 years, if you knew our model was going to be the best in the world, how much more would you go all in? How many more people would you connect with? How many more events would you get your butt to, and your team to. Okay. If you knew, and I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you something. I believe, and listen, can I say we're going to be the number one company? I have no idea. Is it going to be probably one of the best, if not the best business model in our entire industry? I believe we're going to be number one. I believe it's going to be the number one it company. I believe we have of all the ingredients of my 30 years of experience, and I believe with all the ingredients that Ilian and Tony and Yoni and the founders and the executives have put together, not any one thing, not just the comp plan, not just our product, not just our culture, not just the events, not just all. It's a lot of little ingredients that I've been identifying. I'm at my 1 year mark now. 1 year. And I'm going to tell you right now, looking back 1 year, in almost every company I've ever worked, I'm going to tell you right now, I always have to suck up something that really sucks. In every company, there's always something that's not like, it always like crap. I'm going to tell you with MWR Life, the things that I don't like here, and there's always things that I wish were better. It's very small in comparison to the other things that with other companies, like finding out things behind the scenes of the founder or his lifestyle or something that the comp plan really is. You got to jump through a bunch of hoops and it's more for the corporation than it is really for the team, or the duplication, really, whatever. It's just some things where the company's not willing to adjust something that really would make an improvement in people's freedom lives and be able to build a business. I really believe that this company's getting better and better. And I feel like so good to not just reset. I'm not going to reset. I'm not going to reset and go to the next level. Kim and I have made a commitment, and there was this training at the event too. This part might freak you out. Okay. This part might freak you out, but it's just to share with you the one thing that was talked about that Kim and I are wanting to do is because we're acting as if we're 20 again. Because if we could go back to 20 and take one thing with us, just one thing, if I can go back over 30 years, take one thing, I would take the belief level and the 30 slow, painful, hard years of shifting from, I'm not the stupid kid, shifting from a poverty mindset, shifting from high emotion, depression, low ego, entitlement, comfort, lazy, going all about 90%, not 100 ever. I've never gone in 100%, 100% of the time over a long period of time. I know that sounds so weird to hear that. Kim and I have been the number one earner of many companies. I'm telling you, we did it not at our full like possibility. Why? Because I didn't know that I didn't know that I didn't know about my getting sidetracked with things that I would have shifted and I wouldn't have been so stubborn with. And that's why if you were 20 right now, what could you do differently? What would you shift differently? And I'm telling you right now, Jeff Roberti, I would have just modeled someone like that, got in the room with leaders, asked more questions like what Tony is talking about. I would have gotten more mentorship. I would have let go of the ego quicker, the blind spot quicker, all the things that were not working quicker. And I would figure out how to do what I know how to do now, what I believe is going to transform our life now, our family now, our team now, because Kim and I are not resetting. We're going to go all in and just see what God can do through us. It's not about making the kind of income that we believe we can make, which, by the way, is reset it to 1 million a month, which we've determined is a black royal within this company. 1 million a month is what the income compensation shows as a black royal. So who do we, it's again, it's not, we don't, I don't want to say we don't need that much money. We really don't need that much money. It's not about the money at this point, although it's going to be cool. So we could do some really big things with it, some fun, freedom, purpose driven type things with it. But I just want to see what's possible. Again, I want to see what God can do through us. And more importantly, that means that we get to rise our mindset, our standards, our culture, our systems, our leadership, our events, our clarity, and how we communicate to you. We're going to have an expectation with love and also an expectation that if you want to raise your hand and work with this company, you want to be a part of the event that we're going to be doing in Phoenix. we're looking for people that are like, hey, I want to be a part of the number one company in the world. I want to be a part of the energy and the leadership that Tony and Ilian and Jen Perga and all the different leaders that are a part, Christy Garrity and Kurt and Nicole and so many people that are being attracted here. And you can be a part of that, but you only need to do one thing. Again, going all in 90% will get you some results. But I'm telling you, committing, making a choice to going all in to number one. Okay, here's what you go all in on. Your goal of whatever big goal that would be. And I'm telling you, go look at the compensation, go watch the compensation video one more time. And again, it's not about making whatever that goal is, 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month, a million a month. And again, I'm not saying any of it's easy. Very few people ever do those kind of numbers, if anybody will ever, right? But you get to set a big goal. And I'm telling you, from there to the goal, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to pay a price. You're going to go through a lot of people quitting your business, a lot of challenges, a lot of heartaches, and a lot of things that you get to overcome. But number one, set that. Number two, commit 100% with no backdoor, no plan B. Stop BSing your stealth. Stop, because I'm telling you, the thing that shifted in me already, just on the way, we just drove from Vegas to my daughter's home. We're at my daughter's home with my grandbabies right now. After this Zoom, I get to go see my grandbabies. But Kim and we've decided to go 100% all in and launch like we've never launched in our entire life. And so that's number two, is to just commit 100%. Number three is, if something's not working, and let me just be really clear, in 30 years of doing this industry, there are so many things I look back that could have been so much better, that I could have shifted better with my following up with leaders better, building a bigger network of influence, so many different things, right? Um, but I'm going to do whatever it takes. And the number one thing talked about, probably the number one thing that was talked about, and it felt like he was talking to us like kindergartners. It was so basic, but for some reason, all the leaders in the room needed to hear what he was saying, and all the other leaders what they were saying. You know what they were saying? The fastest way to grow your income? Put in the chat. What do you think the fastest way to build your income in MWR and for your future? Talk to more, duplication, networking. Okay, who's gonna get it? Not yet. Come on. Who's gonna get it? Come on, give it to me. It's kind of a tricky one. Close. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Double up. No one's got it. No one's got it. No one's got it. Okay, no one's got it. One person has it. One person has it. Who has it? Who has it? How about the person? How about the person with 40 years experience? Isn't that funny? Do you know the only person that said it is the first person that said it was the dude and the couple that have been here for 40 years. They know the secret, right? The secret, and there's no secret, it's grow you and you'll grow your team. Get your team to grow themselves, and they will, all the things that you mentioned, duplication, leadership, talking to more people, all of the logistics skills that many of you mentioned are are blown through the roof at the best level when you finally freaking believe your identity of who you're called to be, what's possible for you to do on this earth before it's too dang late. How can you literally 10 to 20x your income goal, your dreams, your goal, whatever that may look like? You do it by growing more than you've ever thought. Man, I can't even put into words. If I was 20, and if I was 20 right now, I would find a way. This is the number one thing they talked about, to get in the kind of room that I was in this weekend. And then here's the deal. You don't want, let me rephrase this. Forget about getting in the rooms. No, forget that. You need to perpetually train your mind. Like I wrote down what Tony said. Get good at going to events. I would I would get good at perpetually getting in the room. My wife wanted me, my wife told me to say something to you 10 times. So this is what my wife wanted to share tonight. Okay. She's like, most people go to jobs. They work their business. They have to physically go to their job to stay in the game to make their money at their job. Where we don't. We have to stay motivated when no one is around us all damn day, except the dog, the cat, the laundry, the spouse, the kids, the grandkids, the homework, the things that your kids have to do, whatever, the life, you're busy, you're distracted, you're trying to stay motivated when there's no one like Tony and me and others sitting there going, are you going to call anybody? Are you going to message anybody? Are you going to do this thing or pretend? Right? You don't get that, right? This is why it is so important if you want to succeed. And if you're not wildly in momentum right now, if you're not in momentum, including me, then you got to figure out, how do you get momentum? It's easier to grow with multiplication than it is to grow with addition. Multiplication takes a shift in your growth. It takes a shift in who you really are. It takes a shift in growing yourself by getting in front of the highest level people that you can. And obviously the first one is Phoenix. And by the way, some of you are thinking I'm just trying to sell tickets to Phoenix. You'll be missing the boat so big. I'm not, that's not the purpose of my talk today, because Phoenix just happens to be coming up. Phoenix is getting in the room. Phoenix is the number one way. There's nothing close to changing your perspective, changing your mindset. I heard an amazing leader that I was talking to today said, telling me that her upline quit and that she doesn't have the support. And see, when you shift your mindset, like it finally, when I shifted my mindset on just that one thing, because if your perspective is you have no support, if your perspective is your upline's not helping you, if your perspective is you don't know who to turn to for your motivation, how I think now is I am the leader, I take responsibility, and I will kick the doors down with someone, a leader, either within this company or a coach that I get to work with or hire somewhere that I get to work with to figure out how to ask more questions and get the leadership training, the mindset. And here's the deal with it within our company, you can always go up and up and up. It doesn't mean that you get to work with the top earners of the company unless you're really in the game and you're really coachable and you're not just asking questions that, right, you'll learn how to really leverage the right people to partner with. But when you take 100% commitment and responsibility, you'll find sooner or later, if you're confident, when you make that choice to have confidence and go seek out people that you can do three-way messaging with, leaders, upline, or maybe their upline, or maybe their upline, they're people, and I'm probably get Jen Pergett in trouble, that she doesn't necessarily, it's not her biggest leg to work with, right? But she's working with people, it doesn't matter on both sides. Kim and I are working with people no matter where they're at within our team. So no matter where you're at in the person's team that you're in, keep working your way upline and figure out how to build your influence even more to be able to work with higher and higher quality, higher. You could pick and choose the leaders. It doesn't have to be the person that brought you in the business. It almost never works perfect with the person that brought you in becomes the greatest mentor that helps you get to the next level. It's sometimes the person above them or above them or above them or above them or somewhere or cross line or somewhere there's someone that can help you get to the next level. You might even meet them in Phoenix, Arizona. The last thing I'm going to say is, just since I've made this bigger goal commitment, this bigger commitment just for what Kim and we have a 30-year goal, but it starts with 3 years. By December 29th, 2029, before it turns over to 2030, right? The next decade, or is that called decade or whatever it is, right? Before 2030, Kim and I are going to be a Royal Black Diamond. So we gave ourselves 3 years. We reversed engineer that for us. We get to help 55 people on our team minimum go diamond. We need 55, and I forgot the number. It was like 4,000 total platinums. So we're going to build a platinum factory of people hitting platinum. We're going to show people how to hit those gold boost bonuses. Every one of you. I don't, it doesn't matter if it takes you a month or 2 months, but you need to get in the rhythm. The boost bonuses are the perfect storm of really what you need to focus on because you'll pop ranks the fastest if you figure out the math, the connections, the invites, the follow-ups to be in the boost bonus. Gold, preferably platinum. For sure gold or platinum. And some of you are like, Tom, I don't know what you're smoking. I am just like trying to get my first two, right? I get it. But how do you get your first two? And then how do you do it every week? And then how do you find the people to go and just get to the point where you're doing that every week? It'll help you. But the last thing I'm going to share is this. By shifting my mindset, it's amazing. I'm going to give you a crazy thing. Even me, I'm like, oh my gosh, who am I going to call now? It's amazing that 30 years experience, I've got a huge network. Even my own perspective can become clouded with fear, clouded with um, a little bit of laziness, clouded with a little bit of comfort, right? When I'm in, even I, all leaders get in a comfort zone. And since I've broken that, I'm like, okay, I'm pushing past that comfort again. I'm going to launch, and I know the price that it takes to go to the next level every time. It's always hard, right? But what's opens up is I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to call this person and this person and this, and then what happens? Momentum happens because God's going to shift the environment. People are calling me. Why? I have no idea. It's just things shift, right? And it's like God's like, okay, I'm going to trust you with all these people that are calling you. And then I was looking at my assistant's name is Heather, right? I went to my text message and I messaged Heather. But what's really wild, as I was looking for Heather, there was a girl that I remember from over 10 years ago. And I'm like, because I'm in this mindset, I've got to get over even me. I'm like, I'm just going to start connecting with everybody. I reached out to this girl that I haven't talked to for 10 years. It wasn't the Heather that's my assistant. She randomly popped up on my phone and I randomly just did this. Amazing, Heather. You're not going to believe this. I was literally just looking at my phone and your contact record popped up. And I just like, oh, it's what, so I wanted to reach out. Kim and I are, I don't know if you could hear that, but I said, we've been launching a business. It's been a year. You literally just popped up. I know how much of an amazing, and I just edifying her. Just want to see if you're open to taking a look at what Kim and I are doing. I just went for it. Did I say it perfect? Who knows? I just went for it, asked if she's open, uh, maybe too transparent how I connected with her. I said, I randomly just saw your thing pop up, right? But she messaged me back right away. And you know what she said? No. Okay, but here's what she said. She says, hey, good to hear from you. I'm actually going really strong with XYZ company. I'm at the top rank and making 30K a month. I'm like, awesome. Guess what? I'm going to keep following up with her every 6 months, every year, keep in touch with her, keep that loop going. But I'm going to reach out to about 1,000 other people as well, right? You have so many more people. And if you don't have a big network, you can get referrals of and so much more. But so here's the big thing. We're going to win. We are the it company. We have things that are getting dialed in and proven. I believe we got the best product in the world, the greatest culture, the greatest leadership. The question is, are you going to be winning with us? Are you going to pay the price? Are you going to commit 100% to doing hard things, connecting, getting consistent when no one's around you? Are you going to be in the room in Phoenix? Don't even think about find a way to get into Phoenix. No matter what you do, I'm telling you, you got to recharge. Just like what I did this weekend, it recharged you to go a little bit longer. It'll increase your faith a little bit longer. So go register and go on a recruiting blitz so you can do whatever it takes within a few days before and invite as many people, even brand new, to Phoenix. I'm going through my whole team and making sure that everybody's going to Phoenix. I'm recruiting a whole bunch of new people. I'm going to see how many people I can get brand new in the next week or two, three max, to be able to get to Phoenix. So look forward to meeting each and every one of you there. Tony, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for having us here, buddy.
Thank you so much for taking time out tonight, Tom. I know obviously the grandkids and everything else you got, seeing your family and all that. I want to thank you for being real and raw, as you always are. And it's amazing to see this last year how much you've grown, to watch you where you've come, and how we're all showing up, getting an opportunity to be our best. And I want to thank you for stepping up and encouraging all of us. You guys, give it up for Tom real quick. Give him some hearts. Give him your favorite emoji, whatever that is. What is it? I know you're inspired. I'm inspired. I love it, love it, love it, love it. You guys, this is what we do. We have a product that people. Everything that we do in this company, this is what people want. People want this type of lifestyle. People want this type of community. People want to be able to earn income doing something that they love. People, want an opportunity to grow somewhere, right? To be recognized, to be loved on somewhere. And that's why I'm here. And I, like Tom, we have there's 70 years of experience plus with him and I, right? The two of us. We've seen it all. Success leaves clues. Why are people here? Why are these amazing leaders and people from other companies and people that are showing up now? Why are they coming here? Because of the frequency and the energy that's here, and the conversation that we have here, and the leadership that we have here, and all the things have been laid in front of us that have taken years and millions of dollars and tens of thousands of hours to get to this point. And here we get to show up to the dance to be our best.